Welcome to my Old Valuable Coins channel. Today we are talking about 4 interesting Lincoln pennies that many collectors search for: the 1971 D penny, the 1977 penny, the 1983 D penny, and the 1995 penny. Some of these coins may look common, but certain rare varieties can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So let's dive in. The 1971 D1 cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series of the United States, one of the most collected and historically significant coin programs in American numismatics. This coin was struck in 1971 at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side. The 1971 D cent features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used on the obverse of the 1 cent coin since 1909. The portrait was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear in small letters on the obverse near Lincoln's shoulder. Lincoln was the first real historical figure to appear on a regular issue United States coin, marking a major change from earlier coin designs that featured symbolic figures like Lady Liberty. The obverse of the 1971 D1 cent coin displays Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln's profile appears the word Liberty, and to the right is the date 1971, with a small D mint mark just beneath it, signifying the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The design is simple yet iconic, and over time it has become one of the most recognizable coin images in the world. The Lincoln portrait captures a dignified and calm expression, symbolizing leadership, unity, and resilience. The coin's rim is plain, without reading, and the overall diameter measures approximately 19 millimeters. The reverse side of the 1971 D cent features the Lincoln Memorial design, which was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo, who served as the chief engraver of the United States Mint. The Lincoln Memorial is depicted in detailed architectural form, and if examined closely, a small seated statue of Lincoln can be seen inside the memorial between the columns. This makes the Lincoln Memorial cent unique because it shows the same person on both the obverse and reverse of the coin. Above the memorial is the inscription, "United States of America," and below it appears the denomination 1 cent. The motto, "E Pluribus Unum," is displayed above the memorial building. The 1971 D1 cent coin was struck during a time when United States coinage was undergoing economic pressure due to rising metal prices and inflation. Like other Lincoln Memorial cents produced from 1962 to early 1982, the 1971 D cent is composed primarily of copper. Specifically, it contains 95% copper and 5% zinc. The total weight of the coin is approximately 3.11 grams. Because of its high copper content, many collectors and investors today view pre-1982 Lincoln cents as having intrinsic metal value beyond their face value of 1 cent. However, melting United States cents for their metal content is currently restricted by law. The mintage of the 1971 D1 cent coin was extremely high. The Denver Mint produced over 2.9 billion examples of this coin, making it one of the more common dates in the Lincoln Memorial series. Due to this large production number, most 1971 D cents found in circulation today are worth only their face value if they are in worn condition. Circulated examples typically show signs of wear on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline, as well as flattening of details on the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In heavily circulated coins, the fine details of the columns and steps of the memorial may be almost completely worn smooth. Despite the high mintage, collectors still seek out high-grade uncirculated examples of the 1971 D cent coins that were never used in circulation and retain their original mint luster are more desirable. Mint state grades, especially MS65 and above, can carry a premium value depending on eye appeal and strike quality. The 1971 D cents are known for sometimes having weaker strikes, particularly on the reverse side where the details of the memorial columns may not be fully sharp. Fully red examples, meaning coins that retain their original bright copper color without turning brown, are especially popular among collectors. Copper coins naturally tone over time, often turning brown due to oxidation, so red examples are generally considered more attractive and valuable. In addition to standard circulation strikes, collectors sometimes search for error coins among 1971 D cents. Mint errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, clip planchets, and other striking anomalies. While no major, famous double die variety is widely recognized from 1971, decent like some earlier dates, minor doubling and die variations can still be found. These error coins can command significantly higher prices, depending on the type and visibility of the error. For example, a dramatic off-center strike with a clear date can be worth many times the face value. The condition of 1971, D-cent plays the most important role in determining its value. A typical circulated example may be worth only 1 cent, while a brilliant uncirculated red example could be worth several dollars. Coins graded by professional grading services in very high mint state conditions, such as MS-67 or higher, can be much more valuable, especially if they are rare in such high grades. Population reports from grading companies help collectors understand how many coins have been certified at each grade level, which influences market prices. The historical context of the 1971 D-cent is also interesting. The year 1971 was during the presidency of Richard Nixon, and the United States economy was facing inflation and significant changes in monetary policy. In August 1971, the United States ended the convertibility of the dollar into gold, a move that reshaped the global financial system. Although this event did not directly change the design of the 1-cent coin, it forms part of the broader economic backdrop in which the coin was produced. During this period, billions of cents were needed to support daily commerce across the country. Collectors often include the 1971 D-cent in complete Lincoln Memorial cent collections, which run from 1959 to 2008. Building a complete set by date and mint mark is a common goal for beginner and intermediate collectors. Because the 1971 D is so common, it is usually easy and inexpensive to obtain in most grades. Many rolls of uncirculated 1971 D-cents were saved by collectors and speculators at the time, which further contributes to their availability today. When examining a 1971 D-cent, collectors should check for original surfaces, full luster, and absence of cleaning. Cleaning a copper coin can significantly reduce its value because it damages the natural surface and removes the original patina. Signs of cleaning may include unnatural brightness, hairline scratches, or uneven coloration. Natural toning, on the other hand, can sometimes add beauty to the coin, especially if it displays attractive red-brown shades or subtle rainbow tones. The Lincoln Memorial cent design continued until 2008, after which the reverse was changed in 2009 to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, and then replaced permanently in 2010 with the Union Shield design. Next is the 1977 Lincoln penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1977 1-cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series of the United States and represents a continuation of one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. This coin was issued during a time of economic change in America, yet the design itself remains steady and familiar to the public. The obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the cent since 1909. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959. Together, these elements make the 1977 1-cent coin a classic example of mid-20th century American coinage. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse was designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces to the right, and above his head appears the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left of his profile is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1977. If the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, it carries a small D mint mark beneath the date. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1977 did not carry a mint mark, which was standard practice at the time for cents produced in Philadelphia. The initials VB can be seen in small letters near Lincoln's shoulder, representing the designer's name. The reverse of the 1977 cent shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The memorial is depicted with detailed columns, steps, and architectural lines. If examined carefully under magnification, a small seated statue of Lincoln can be seen inside the memorial between the central columns. This detail makes the Lincoln Memorial cent unique because it shows the same historical figure on both sides of the coin. Above the memorial appears United States of America, while E pluribus unum is written across the top of the building. The denomination, 1 cent, is prominently displayed at the bottom. The 1977 1-cent coin is composed primarily of copper. Like all Lincoln cents produced from 1962 until early 1982, it contains 95% copper and 5% zinc. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter with a plain edge. Because of its high copper content, the 1977 cent is heavier than the zinc-based cents that were introduced in mid-1982. Many collectors and metal enthusiasts value pre-1982 cents for their copper composition, although melting them for metal value is restricted by law in the United States. In terms of mintage, the 1977 cent was produced in very large numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.4 billion coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 3.3 billion coins. These high production numbers mean that the 1977 cent is extremely common in circulated grades. It is still frequently found in pocket change, coin jars, and rolls of pennies. Because of this abundance, most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 1 cent. The value of a 1977 cent depends primarily on its condition. Coins that have been heavily circulated often show wear on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline. The high points of the design become smooth over time, and the fine details of the memorial on the reverse may appear faded. Such coins are generally worth only 1 cent unless they have an unusual error. However, coins that were never circulated and retain their original mint luster can be worth more to collectors. Uncirculated coins are graded on a scale known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A mint state coin graded MS-65 or higher may command a premium, especially if it retains its original red color. Copper cents are often classified by color as red, red-brown, or brown. A full red coin has retained most of its original bright copper color and is usually more valuable. Over time, exposure to air and handling causes copper to oxidize and turn brown. Brown coins are common in circulation and typically carry little premium. Red-brown coins fall somewhere in between. High-grade red examples of the 1977 cent are the most desirable among collectors who seek attractive, well-preserved specimens. Although the 1977 cent is common, collectors sometimes search for error varieties. Mint errors can include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and doubling caused by die deterioration. While no major, famous double die variety is widely recognized for the 1977 cent, like some earlier Lincoln cents, minor doubling and other striking anomalies can still be found. Error coins with dramatic and visible mistakes can sell for significantly more than face value, depending on their rarity and eye appeal. The historical context of the 1977 cent adds another layer of interest. The coin was produced during the presidency of Jimmy Carter, a period marked by economic challenges, including inflation and energy shortages. Despite these issues, the design of the cent remained unchanged, reflecting stability and continuity in American coinage. The Lincoln Memorial design would continue until 2008, when it was replaced temporarily in 2009 by special bicentennial designs honoring different stages of Lincoln's life. In 2010, the reverse design was permanently changed to the Union Shield. From a collecting standpoint, the 1977 cent is often included in complete Lincoln Memorial cent albums covering the years 1959 through 2008. Because it is so common, it is usually easy to find in all circulated grades and even in uncirculated condition. Many collectors assemble rolls of pre-1982 copper cents, including 1977 pieces, as part of long-term metal saving strategies. However, the true collectible value comes from condition, color, and the presence of any unique mint errors. When examining a 1977 1-cent coin, it is important to check for originality. Cleaning a copper coin can significantly reduce its value. Signs of cleaning include unnatural brightness, small hairline scratches, and uneven coloration. Natural toning, on the other hand, is normal and expected. Coins with smooth surfaces, strong luster, and minimal contact marks are generally more desirable. Now here's a very important one, the 1983 D penny. The 1983 D 1 cent coin is an important issue in modern United States coinage because it was produced during a major transition in metal composition that began the year before. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which has featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln since 1909. The 1983 D cent was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located below the date on the obverse side. Although at first glance it may look similar to earlier Lincoln cents, its metal composition and certain varieties make it more interesting to collectors. The obverse of the 1983 D cent shows Abraham Lincoln facing right. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear near Lincoln's shoulder. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1983, with a D mint mark just below the date. The portrait remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage and symbolizes unity, leadership, and national heritage. The reverse of the 1983 D cent features the Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo. This reverse design was used from 1959 until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial is shown in detailed architectural form, and under magnification, a tiny seated statue of Lincoln can be seen between the columns. This makes the Lincoln Memorial cent unique because it features Lincoln on both sides of coin. Above the memorial is United States of America, with the motto E Pluribus Unum displayed across the top. The denomination 1 cent appears at the bottom. The most significant feature of the 1983 D cent is its composition. In mid-1982, the United States Mint changed the composition of the cent from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc core. By 1983, all regular production cents were made primarily of zinc. The 1983 D cent therefore consists of 97.5% zinc with a thin outer layer of copper plating, making up 2.5% of the coin's weight. The total weight of the standard 1983 D cent is approximately 2.5 grams. This is noticeably lighter than pre-1982 copper cents, which weighed 3.11 grams. The diameter remains 19 millimeters, and the edge is plain. Because of the zinc core 1983, D cents can be prone to certain types of damage. If the thin copper plating is scratched or worn through, the underlying zinc can corrode when exposed to moisture. This often results in bubbling, pitting, or peeling surfaces. Collectors should carefully examine 1983 D cents for signs of plating deterioration, as such damage can reduce value significantly. Well-preserved examples with intact surfaces are more desirable. The mintage of the 1983 D 1 cent coin was extremely high. The Denver Mint struck more than 6.4 billion examples, making it one of the more common dates in the Lincoln Memorial series. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are generally worth only face value. They are still frequently found in circulation and in coin rolls. However, condition plays a major role in value. Uncirculated coins that retain strong luster and minimal contact marks are more valuable than worn examples. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1983 D cent is the presence of a double die reverse variety. Some 1983 D cents show clear doubling on the reverse inscriptions, particularly in United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. This double die reverse variety is highly sought after by collectors. Coins with strong, visible doubling can be worth significantly more than face value, especially in higher grades. This variety is considered one of the notable modern Lincoln cent errors and is carefully searched for by roll hunters and error collectors. When determining value, collectors consider both condition and color. Like other copper-plated zinc cents, 1983, D coins are classified as red, red-brown, or brown based on their surface appearance. Fully red, uncirculated examples are the most desirable. A coin graded MS65 red by a professional grading service may sell for several dollars, while exceptionally high-grade examples, such as MS67 red, can command much higher prices due to their rarity in top condition. The 1983 D cent was produced during the presidency of Ronald Reagan, a time of economic recovery and change in the United States. Although the design of the coin remained the same as earlier Lincoln Memorial cents, the switch to zinc composition reflected the government's response to rising copper prices. The new composition allowed the mint to reduce production costs while continuing to supply billions of cents for daily commerce. Collectors who build complete Lincoln Memorial cent sets from 1959 to 2008 must include the 1983 D issue. While it is easy to obtain in circulated condition, finding superb uncirculated examples with full original luster and no plating problems can be more challenging. The double die reverse variety adds extra interest and encourages collectors to examine each coin carefully. To identify a standard 1983 D cent, weighing the coin can be helpful. A normal zinc cent should weigh about 2.5 grams. If a 1983 D cent weighs closer to 3.11 grams, it could indicate an unusual error, such as being struck on a leftover copper planchet. Such off-metal errors are extremely rare and valuable. Using a precise digital scale is one of the best ways to check for this possibility. Finally, the 1995 penny. The 1995 1-cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series of the United States and represents a modern-era issue that is widely collected and still commonly found in circulation. This coin continues a tradition that began in 1909 of featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. By 1995, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use on the reverse for more than 3 decades, making the overall appearance of the coin very familiar to the American public. Although the 1995 cent may appear ordinary at first glance, it has interesting details, mint varieties, and historical context that make it significant to collectors. The obverse of the 1995 cent displays Abraham Lincoln facing right. The portrait was originally designed by Victor David Brenner, and his initials VB appear in small letters near Lincoln's shoulder. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1995. If the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, there is no mint mark below the date. If it was struck at the Denver Mint, it carries a small D mint mark beneath the date. Both Philadelphia and Denver produced large quantities of cents in 1995, ensuring that the coin was widely available for everyday transactions. The reverse of the 1995 cent features the Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo and introduced in 1959. The memorial is shown in detailed architectural form, including the steps and columns. With magnification, a small seated statue of Lincoln can be seen between the central columns, making this coin unique in showing the same historical figure on both sides. Above the memorial appears United States of America, with the motto E Pluribus Unum inscribed across the top of the building. The denomination 1 cent is displayed prominently at the bottom. By 1995, the composition of the cent had long since changed from solid copper to a copper-plated zinc core. Since mid-1982, cents have been made primarily of 97.5% zinc with a thin outer layer of 2.5% copper plating. The 1995 cent weighs approximately 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. The edge is plain. Because of the zinc core, these coins can sometimes develop surface problems if the copper plating becomes damaged. When exposed to moisture, the zinc underneath can corrode, causing bubbling or pitting on the surface. Collectors prefer coins with intact plating and smooth surfaces. The mintage of the 1995 cent was extremely high. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 6.4 billion coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 7.1 billion coins. These large reduction numbers make the 1995 cent very common in circulated grades. Most examples found in pocket change are worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, condition plays a major role in collectible value. Coins that remain in uncirculated condition with full original mint luster are more desirable. One of the most notable aspects of the 1995 cent is the existence of a double die obverse variety from a Philadelphia Mint. The 1995 double die obverse shows clear doubling on the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, and sometimes on the date. This variety is one of the more well-known modern Lincoln cent double dies, and is actively sought by collectors. Unlike minor machine doubling, true double-die coins show strong, separated lettering that is visible without magnification in some cases. A genuine 1995 double-die obverse coin can be worth significantly more than face value, especially in uncirculated condition. In terms of grading, the 1995 cent is evaluated using the Sheldon grading scale from 1 to 70. Circulated coins may range from good to extremely fine, depending on wear. Uncirculated coins are graded mint state, such as MS60 through MS70. Coins graded MS65 red or higher can carry a premium, particularly if they have strong luster, sharp strike detail, and minimal contact marks. Because billions were produced, only the finest examples in top grades are considered scarce. Color designation also affects value. Lincoln cents are categorized as red, red-brown, or brown. Red coins retain most of their original copper color and are generally more desirable. Over time, exposure to air causes the copper plating to darken, resulting in red-brown or brown coloration. Fully red examples of the 1995 cent are the most sought after by collectors building high-quality sets. The 1995 cent was produced during the presidency of Bill Clinton, a period of relative economic growth in the United States. Despite advances in technology and changes in the economy, the design of the cent remained unchanged from earlier decades. The Lincoln Memorial reverse would continue until 2008. In 2009, special bicentennial designs were introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and in 2010 the reverse was permanently changed to the Union Shield design. Collectors often include the 1995 cent in complete Lincoln Memorial cent albums covering 1959 through 2008. Because it is so common, it is easy to obtain in circulated condition, but high-grade uncirculated coins with strong eye appeal are more challenging to find. Roll hunters frequently search bankrolls for the double-die obverse variety, making 1995 cents a popular target for error coin enthusiasts. When examining a 1995 1-cent coin, it is important to look for signs of cleaning or damage. Cleaning can leave hairline scratches and unnatural brightness, which reduce value. Natural mint luster should appear as a soft shine that moves across the surface when the coin is tilted under light. Strong strike details should be visible in Lincoln's hair and beard, as well as in the columns of memorial on the reverse. If you love rare coins and valuable discoveries, subscribe to my channel. I like this video, and comment below which coin you want to review next. Thank you for watching the Old Valuable Coins channel.